You better not.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome this chilly morning here in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
wow.
like your background, Bill.
Yes.
Love
Yeah.
those pictures.
I hope everybody received these guys. I sent a bunch of documents
Yes.
When did you send them, Bill?
earlier this week, before
Oh, yeah.
today.
I
Yeah.
didn't get,
No.
If you didn't get
neither
it,
did
please
I.
send me a note. I will mail them to you. I sent them to everybody that had registered as of like 8 o'clock last night.
Oh, this is a new one.
Oh, these are new.
So if you registered
they might
after
be
8
on there
o'clock,
now.
I didn't send it to you. So
Didn't get
I
it.
didn't.
Did you send it last night?
before I sent, if you registered before last night, I sent it during the week sometime.
Yeah.
And I sent the
Oh,
last
yeah.
few last evening.
I got it, Bill.
I
Some
didn't
of
get
us got it. If you didn't get it, just send me a note and I will send them out to you.
Okay, I didn't get it.
What I've got is 30
Is
hits.
this
Say again.
it? Can you see it? Is this it?
And that's one working. No, that's an old one. And
That's cool.
Oh,
We didn't get the new one, Bill.
who didn't?
I didn't get one.
I didn't
get one.
I didn't either.
I didn't get
I didn't
get
one.
We did get it.
No.
I got it.
I didn't get one.
I didn't get
You
anything.
should have gotten it.
didn't get it either.
I didn't.
Didn't get it.
Not me.
Well, speak with all of them.
Have you checked your junk mail?
Oh, junk mail.
Yes.
Check your
Yes.
junk mail. See if it's in there.
Bill, I didn't get anything and I have never gotten an invitation to join a meeting since we joined the class.
So how'd you get into the meeting?
Sharon sends me a link.
Well, are you a member of Stug? And have you,
Yes,
well, you're using Sharon's link. You're not sending me a note.
I sent you an email
When?
yesterday.
And I responded. Who is that, Nan?
Sorry,
Who's speaking?
Jenny.
Jenny,
And I,
Greaser.
I sent you an email, I think, after that.
No, I didn't get it.
Have you checked your junk mail?
No, I did
Check
not.
your spam, because Jenny, I remember sending it to you.
Okay,
Let me just
Oh,
check
that
that.
was in spam.
Okay.
Yeah, Jenny, I sent it out at 7:39 last evening.
Well, we're in bed by then. I did that last week and I could have killed you. Oh, God.
I sent you the invitation last evening at 7:39.
oh, you did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't look at it at
You-
7
You
after.
should get another, one of the
Bill,
things I did-
what is the title of the?
No,
thing
I
what you-
just sent everybody an email with the 3 documents in it.
We didn't get it. I didn't get it.
He sent you.
I'm sure if you're the,
Where?
okay,
Well,
Yes, yes.
Jenny, you received the invitation.
I received the invitation, but I didn't receive the document that you sent out.
I will send them out. I will send them all out again.
Thank Okay. you.
Good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
Yep, not a problem. That's okay. I'm going to cover them all and then you have them as references. All right. We're going to talk about hidden and not so hidden tips and tricks for the iPhone and the iPad. I'm going to start out with the iPhone and switch over a little later to the iPad. All right. And what I'm going to do is share my screen right now. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Okay, everybody see that?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes.
Yes,
My
Yes.
iPhone, my iPad should be up there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
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 Good.
yes.
And okay. In front of you should be my screen, my home screen on my iPhone on the left and my iPad on the right.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the first hit is easily switch Wi-Fi networks and Bluetooth devices. Now, before you used to go to, if you wanted to get on a Wi-Fi network or switch to a different one or attach to a Bluetooth device, you had to go to settings first. With the one of the newest releases of the iPhone, what you would do to get to the same place, instead of going to settings, you would go to the control center. Anybody remember how to get to the control center?
Yep.
Pull down from the corner.
Pull down from the upper left-hand corner, right?
Right hand.
Right.
Thank
Right
you.
hand.
That was just a test. Pull down from the corner up here at the top, right? You put your mouse pointer or your finger up there and you just pull down from the left, right? And then you put your finger on Wi-Fi or the symbol for Bluetooth and press and
Right here.
hold,
Yeah, I do. On-
That's
on-
right.
okay? When you press and, whoops, let me do it again. They said, that's what the directions say. You can press and hold and it comes up with this.
Right.
And it tells you what devices are hooked on. And then if you tap,
I don't
Wow.
see your phone. It's off the screen.
No, it's there. Is it?
Off
On
the,
the left.
Left, yeah.
it's on the left. Okay, I moved it.
Oh, you press and hold and it comes up with what's,
okay?
what's connected.
Yeah.
And we press and hold. You tap now that particular Wi-Fi and it's unconnected. Now it's connected. And if you press and hold it, you'll get a list of the Wi-Fi networks that are available to you. So let me go through that again.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get it when I was trying to pull down from my right top.
I wasn't either.
Me
You're able to
neither.
get to the control center, you mean?
Can't get it
Right.
either.
Right.
It's a hard-
You have to put your finger off the
There it is.
phone on the top right. And then pull down toward the center of your device
What is this 3220?
to get the control center.
Bill, if they've got an older phone, you gotta pull up from the bottom.
Huh?
That's an iPad.
No,
No,
the iPhone.
No,
Which
on an 8, you have to pull up from
Yeah.
the bottom.
you do?
Yes.
Thank
The
you.
older phones, you pull up from the bottom.
If you have,
forgot.
if you have
But
a.
the right corner,
If you have an
Left. Oh,
You have an older iPhone.
7 and 8,
Yeah, you pull
Six,
up
seven.
from the bottom.
6, 7, and 8, you have to pull up from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
I
Thank
have
you.
an SE.
And if it has a home button, I think you pull up from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Okay? Sorry about that. And then you press and hold one of those. If I press and hold the Bluetooth one, well, either one of them, and it comes up with this screen.
This,
And then
I
if
don't know
you
whether you-
press and
Can you
hold
see
the
mine,
blue,
Bill? It doesn't come up with the screen. I get a different screen.
And you have a what age iPhone?
I have an XR with 14.41.1.
You don't get the screen I
just
have in
left.
front of you right now?
Nope.
You should.
Hello. That's the media
Good,
player.
good. I was just reading your article about the cruises. I was about to comment what stupidity it is. These people. Oh, hold on a minute. Make sure.
I mean, that's the media player she's showing.
Whenever I press my corner, it starts shaking, you know, they start. They do, all the apps start, you know.
You're not in the control center, dear.
Oh,
Is it not staying on?
Yeah, but how do you get the controller? No, this won't do.
Okay. What about you're getting, let's go to the next one. And it's called Silence Unknown Callers. You're tired of those spam calls from telemarketers? Well, guess what? If you go to, now I'm going to go back to the home screen. And this time I'm going to settings. And then we go to the phone. I'm going to go to the phone there and I click that.
Wait a minute, where did you get the phone?
It's one of the items in settings.
Oh, my phone number?
How do you get back to the home screen?
What phone do you have, dear?
11.
Flip up from the bottom. Go
Oh,
to the
yes,
bottom of
I'm-
the screen, flip up and you'll get to the home screen.
Okay, thank you.
And then go to settings. And you see where it says silence unknown callers. Now you have to be careful here. This will silence everybody. Well, I'll tap it. Calls from unknown numbers will be silenced. Sent to voicemail and displayed on recent lists. So they're silenced. The problem with it, if you're getting a call from your doctor's office and you don't have your doctor's name in your contacts, they're considered an unknown caller.
Right.
And it will end up, they'll go to voicemail and they'll have to leave a message. Okay? Incoming calls will continue to ring from people in your contacts list, recently people you've called, and Siri suggestions. So be careful with it, but it does work quite well.
Good.
Silence unknown callers. Where did you get it? Where was it? I can't
It's
find
down-
it.
It's down the list. I'm in settings, phone. This
Oh, phone.
is- And then
I
I
didn't have that one.
you have that one. Oh.
Phone.
Okay, so let's go back to our home screen again.
So Bill,
Go ahead.
are you saying that we should not silence unknown callers?
No, I'm saying
Be careful.
be careful, right? If you're getting a terrific number of spam calls, I would turn it on, and if the doctor's office calls, it goes to it will go to video, audio. It'll go to record.
Well, just have your main doctors at least listed. in
Yeah,
your
put your doctors you want to get calls from, put their name and number in your address book or your contacts list.
But most doctors have back lines and they don't give out that number. They just use it to
Good
use
point.
for appointment reminders.
Yeah, good point. So that's the downside of that.
What if they leave a message because you got an appointment?
Exactly. They're going to leave a message. You'll get the recording.
Yeah, you still get the message.
Right.
So,
Bill, have you
Yes.
got a good app for stopping these unwanted calls? I got like 25 yesterday.
Ooh,
Nomo Robo is one.
What? Nomo,
Robo.
Robo.
No, no.
Robo?
Anybody use that one?
I do.
I do, and
I
there
do.
is a
Yeah.
there is a small fee, but I like, it's not very much, and I do like the application.
And you use
What
it
was-
on your iPhone? Sharon?
Yes, I have for years.
Good.
Okay, thank
Hey,
you.
Bill,
Yes.
Bill, well, how do you get rid of all these unwanted text messages that come in at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Well, first of all, you silence your phone at night. And you know, a way to do that, I'll show you right now.
I know how to block callers and all that, but
And this
sometimes
isn't
there's like
blocking,
20.
it's silencing them.
Hey, Bill, one thing can I say?
Sure.
Oh, geez, come on.
Somebody turn off their phone.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we have the Robo Killer for the cell phones, and it's really, really good. And it's $30 a year per phone. And you can also filter your text messages the way you like them. So you get the voice and text messages.
What's the name of the app?
Robo Killer.
Robo Killer. So No More
Right.
Robo is one and Robo Killer is another. Okay? But I want to show you a little tip on how to silence your oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking of my iWatch. But you see where the moon is up here? Do not disturb until, mine says, do not disturb until 9 p.m. Okay, do not disturb until 9 a.m., right? So I have a do not disturb feature on my phone. So I went to the control center and I tapped the moon, the quarter moon there. So how do you set up do not disturb? If you go to settings, and you see where it says do not disturb in the settings menu, it's in the second group, third one down. And you tap that. Okay. And I tapped mine to schedule it. Now, if you don't want that, so you don't want anything automatic, you could go to here and tap do not disturb. You just have to remember you've turned that on so it won't make any noise tomorrow afternoon either. Okay. I have mine set for scheduled and I set it at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. Don't ring my phone. Don't send me text. Don't notify me of texts or anything. Okay?
Yeah.
Later on, it says something about farther down, it says silence always and while iPhone is locked, and that's checked.
Correct.
What does that mean?
Well, if the phone's unlocked and do not disturb is on, it would go off. So if I had my phone on, it would send me notifications and ring.
Okay. Well, do we have the privilege to lock our phones or do they do it automatically? Because I don't ever remember touching that.
When you put your phone to sleep, it's called locked.
Thank you.
And there's one further down there. It says, allow calls from everyone. When do not disturb, allow incoming calls from everyone. Okay. I should have that
I
set
have mine
on.
listed as apparently you can change it because mine's listed as favorites.
Correct. Or you could say contacts.
Yeah, I must have checked it.
Okay.
Mhm. That means if my daughter calls, I can.
And there's one more down there. It's called repeat calls. So if a call comes in and isn't successful, you don't hear it, but they call back immediately, like within 5 minutes. So it's 3 minutes there. It will ring through.
Good.
So there are all kinds of little exceptions there they've built in to this particular setting.
That could be a code for emergency for certain people.
Correct. If somebody's calling you at 2 in the morning and doesn't get
Yeah.
through, but calls back again in 3 minutes,
Yeah.
it will
that's
ring
good.
through.
Mhm.
Bill, how do you lock your phone?
The phone's automatically locked when you put it to sleep.
How do you put it to sleep?
Well, you push the button, you push the power button and release it, and the screen goes dark.
Okay.
That's called sleep.
Mhm.
The next one on my list is sometimes the App Store has pretty big applications and your phone won't download them. So what you need to do is the next thing. You wanted to get that particular application. I think I've turned mine on all the time. If you go to settings and we scroll down to where it says App Store, now, here I've done a couple of things I want to point out to you before we go. First of all, if I buy it on my iPad, I have it set to automatically download on this device as well. Okay, and I have it set to automatically do updates. Now I have there, it says cell.
Somebody needs to turn up their microphone.
Just a minute. Okay. Where it says cellular data there, see that on the screen, everybody?
Yeah.
Automatic downloads.
Yes.
I have that turned off
Okay.
because if I have it on, it will download an app while I'm on a cellular network, which is tracking how much data I'm downloading. It will deplete the amount deplete the amount I have left in my plan. So if I have a 2 gigabyte plan, it would automatically start deleting from that if I did a download of an application.
If you have unlimited though, is that an issue?
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
The speed is usually slower than Wi-Fi.
that's true as well. And here's what the one I was talking about, app downloads, ask if. So if the app is over 200 megabytes, I want to know about that. Okay.
Ask if over 200. Okay.
The
Go back
last
to
one
that a
down,
moment again.
say again.
Bill, I have to go.
Go back to the automatic downloads,
Yeah,
cellular data.
yep. Go over that again.
Yes, sir.
Most of us, some of us have unlimited plans for the amount of data we can download over the cell phone towers called cellular data. Some of us have plans that says you have so much, and when you exceed that limit, they start charging you more. Okay, so that's our cellular plan. If you have automatic downloads on, and you decide you're at Starbucks and you want, or you're on the road or somewhere where you don't have Wi-Fi, and you decide to do a download of a particular application, it will do it. But that depletes the amount of your plan, the amount you have planned. Okay, so if I had a 2 GB plan and I was loading this big app and it took half a gigabyte, well, that's a quarter of my plan for the month. Okay.
Okay. Then now, how about
So
the
I
app
just have it
downloads, ask if over?
Right. And this is just another one to keep you from downloading super big apps, perhaps, while you're on that cellular data. So if you had cellular data on, then you would ask if it's over 200 megabytes. Or you could tap always ask. Okay.
Okay. Okay, got it.
So if
Thank
you get all excited and you want to download this app and you do it, and then it comes back and says, you sure you want to do that? That means it's asking you. Okay. And you can say, oh, wait a minute, I'm on cellular. So it would, you could say no. Wait till you get home.
Thank you.
And then too, if you put it on 2 devices, if you don't have much storage, you might not want to do that either, right?
Exactly.
Like if your phone is close to max, you wouldn't want to put it on your phone. You could leave it on your iPad. Now that would have to do with the automatic download through purchases, right?
Yep.
If you have that on, then it would do.
Now, if you're close to the limit, there's a setting they put in here.
Oh.
It's under general and iPhone storage. And you see where it says, I went to settings, I went to general, and then I went to iPhone storage.
Okay.
And it says offload unused apps. And it says, by the way, Bill, we can save you 8 gigabytes if you enable offloading apps you haven't used in a while.
Oh, mine doesn't say.
Okay.
Hello.
So that's one way you can save some storage. The other way, you may have apps down here. Here's the apps that I have and the amount of space the apps are taking. So for example, if I haven't used the Bank America app, and that's a quarter of a gigabyte, more than that, I could tap it and say, delete the app.
Okay.
Now that if I tap delete the app, it removes the app and the data. So if it's a game I'm playing, I lose track of all the data that I had accumulated or whatever I had done with that particular application. I could just tap offload the app. And then I could go back when I needed it, I could go back to the Apple Store, download it again, and I still have the data from its previous usage. Okay?
What if, Bill, what if you've paid for that app?
Even if you've paid for the app, you get it back for free.
Okay.
Let me be a little more precise there. Most apps are not subscription apps. Okay, so if it's not a subscription app, you get it back for free.
So if I've paid for an app,
Yep.
let's call it, say, Fitbit, and I decide I don't want to use Fitbit anymore, it's taking up storage and I don't use it, and I put it into offload the app, then I want it back, I pay for it again?
No, that's my point. Fitbit isn't a subscription, is it, Ann?
I think it is, yes.
Well, it isn't. You have to have.
Let's go see if it is. If it's not a subscription, you just go back to the App Store, find it, and it will say you have a little cloud with an arrow pointing down that you can reload it on your device. Now, if you want to know if you have a subscription, you should be able to go to settings, and I'll go to settings again. and you tap your name at the top of the screen to see subscriptions. You tap your name. And then it says right here, subscriptions. And you tap that, and it will give you a list of the subscriptions you have. Okay. Here's the subscriptions I have. Here's the ones that have expired. Okay. That I haven't renewed. Okay.
Where yours says get Apple One,
Yeah.
is that something you have subscribed to?
No, it's not. That's Apple trying to sell me their subscription.
Okay.
Says, try it
On the
now
offload.
for free.
In the settings apps,
I have done some of these subscriptions and they have a free 30-day thing. And I play with it for 30 days. And what's really nice, I go to here and I delete it before it runs out of the free trial. And there's no hassle. Oftentimes when you subscribe to something to get out of it, takes an arm and a leg. This doesn't. You just go here. If I wanted to get rid of Disney now, I would press the arrow and it says cancel subscription, and it's that easy.
do you have, is the term offload unused apps in two places? Or is it a different thing than what you're talking about?
These are
The
subscriptions.
reason I ask is I have under this area of apps, store settings, down at the very bottom, I have offload unused apps.
That's
That
the,
automatically remove unused apps, but keep
so
all
you're
the
in the Apple
documents,
store and you went
data,
down to
and
the
it-
bottom, right? That's the same setting. That's the same setting as it is on it's the same thing in two places. You're right.
Okay, thank you.
Bill, I have a question.
Sure.
I checked that automatically offload unused apps, and then I didn't want it checked, and I kept trying to push it to uncheck it, and it wouldn't, because I don't want to lose things just because I don't use them. Can you tell me how I can do that?
Uh-oh.
No,
You tapped enable right here?
Yes.
Mm.
Where are you? I can't even get back there. I got out when you were doing something else.
You
Let's
should
see.
be able to get back to this screen.
General and then iPhone storage.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Does it say offload?
It just says, no, it just says review large attachments.
And it scroll down and it has the list of apps, but not this
Yes.
particular option.
Right.
Oh, there's a way to do that. Well, let's go to the other place then. Go to settings.
Okay.
Go back, right? And go down to the App Store. And scroll down in that one to where it says offload unused apps. Is it there?
Yes.
Says offload unused apps. Yes.
Turn that off.
So, oh, okay, good. That's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, great.
Bill, who determines how
old?
How old?
I don't know, Ann.
Apple did.
Yeah, Apple does. I think it was, how do I determine what it is? Is it 10 days, 2 months, or 2 years, right?
Right.
Maybe if you tap that enable, well, if you tap enable, it'll start doing it. That's a good one to Google.
Got that one.
They did do a nice little feature on your iPhones. All of us have the little switch on the side of the iPhone. On the where the volume up and volume down is, there's a little switch there. And if you click the little switch, see how it comes up at the top of the screen? Didn't used to do that. It comes up and say, I'm in silent mode now. And I click the switch the other way and it says ring. Okay, so that's a new feature they've added. So it tells you which way you flip the switch.
Yes,
Okay,
but it doesn't tell you to turn it off if you put it on.
correct. Or the
It
other way
ought to do
around.
that. It ought to put on there about every 15 minutes. You still have your silent on.
Yep, yep, I know. And mine was on, and I thought it was off.
Yes.
So I just turned it on. Now my phone will ring.
I keep forgetting to turn it back on when I get back home.
Right.
The next one I'd like to cover with you is Safari, right? I think all of us use Safari, and we go to Safari and we do that. And if I'm looking at Safari, I've got an address here, I'm looking at my iCloud photos there. And down here, you see where the little boxes are? There's two little boxes overlaying each other, or two little squares.
Mhm.
If you tap that, it comes up and shows you, wow, I have a lot of tabs open, don't I? All these sites I visited recently, right? And I can actually go back to one of them. So if I wanted to go down here to YouTube videos at Duckduckgo, boom, right? And now I'm at that site. And if I tap the little boxes, I can go to a different place. All right, now, if I wanted, and once in a while you should get rid of these. You know, there's some people have had, I saw one phone that had 500 of them. And the way you get rid of them, there's two ways. One is you flick them to the side like so, or hit the X. So if I flick it like this, let me do it with this one, it goes away, right? If I tap the X, let me tap the X.
What X?
See the X I'm pointing
Oh,
at?
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. If I click here and drag it that way, drag it that way, it's gone as well. Oops. Let me see if I can get rid of it with, no, I can't, I have to use my finger. Okay.
Bill, how
Yeah.
did you get to Safari? Did you get to it from the Safari app or did you get to it from settings?
Good point, Ann. I went to the home screen and I went to Safari. I'm now using the app.
When I do that, it comes up with an ad or something.
Well, it could. That may be the last thing you visited. And you have the little squares at the bottom right?
No, I don't. Oh yeah, now I finally found the squares. Thank you.
Okay. Tap the squares and you should see a listing of all the apps of all the sites you currently are visiting.
Ah.
Okay. And now you can get rid of them one at a time if you want. Well, let me go back to this one. There is a way they came up with. It said people are having a real issue with this because they have 500 of them. They want to get rid of them all, right? If you press and hold those two little squares down there, press and hold, and it comes up and says, close all 10 of them, or all 50, or all 500, or whatever number you have, right? You could say, I want a new one and leave the ones you have, but I say close all 10, boom. Are you sure you want to do that? And you tap close all 10. So now I'm back to my initial screen.
Well, I have a question again. This is Ann, and I'm in that screen where all of the X's are. And mine says private plus or done.
Just a minute.
Call from Walmart.
Oh, okay.
When you clear them all off, what I got was a screen that says favorites, and it lists apparently the places that I have as websites on Safari, such as Apple and Disney and ESPN and whatever. I can't, Yoohoo. Doesn't have all of them that I do. I can see that. What happened to Bill?
He had a phone call.
Oh, thank
Must have
you.
been important.
When you closed all of the apps, what you're left with is a favorites list you had set up earlier on Safari.
Okay, and apparently it puts the apps on that you think that they think you're going to want, not necessarily the websites that you have put on.
I think we had, when we were working with bookmarks in another class of Bill's, we created we had a favorites folder, and that's what's displaying.
Bill's correct.
Oh,
Bill's correct. So let me go to a different site. Let me go to google.com, right? And I'm just going to tap, I'm going to tap up there, and I'm going to type in Google. .com. Okay, so now I'm at the Google site, right? And what if I want to make that one of, as we were talking about, one of my favorite bookmarks? If I tap the little, I'm sorry, if I tap the share box down here at the bottom, that's the box with the arrow coming out of the top. If I tap that, and it says add to bookmarks, add to favorites.
Bill, mine doesn't say that. It's got at the bottom, home, collections, and recent.
Well, let me go back there. Let me finish this and I'll go back there, okay? I
Collections
click on
would be
favorites. And now when I go to here, oh, I want to save it. Okay, and now when I close all of them, and now I have two favorites. Okay, so now I am, what was your question again?
Well, mine doesn't have that at the bottom, so I can't do anything. It
What's
says
it have at
home,
the, what's it have
collections,
at,
or recents.
what's it have at the bottom?
Home, collections, recents.
Collections are favorite.
Collections or favorites.
You can do favorites under collections somehow, yeah.
It says sign in to start collecting.
Oh no, what website are you at?
You're asking me a question. I don't know
Google,
the answer.
right?
The same one you're at.
Google.
You're on this screen right now?
I was. Wait a second. Now I can't get back to where I was.
You have the boxes down at the bottom? The
Wait a
square
second.
boxes?
No, I've got recent, collections, and home. No boxes at the bottom.
That's all we got.
Go home, click home.
I'm on the home screen.
Good, now go to Safari.
Okay. Okay.
Click the boxes at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, press and hold the boxes, I should say.
Uh-oh.
That's okay, just go back.
It's not easy to go back, Bill. How
Just
do I go back?
click one of the screens and you should be able to. You should be able to click one of the screens that come up.
Well, one of the screens came up. Okay, so the boxes are there. So just hold the boxes.
Hold boxes and delete all, or do, you know.
Close all tabs.
Yep.
Ooh, I had 329.
Okay, and now Do you have anything on favorites up here? Ann?
No, because I'm still in that screen that I had to click on.
Did you
Wait.
close them all?
Yeah, and then it says, don't close automatically after 1 day, after 1 week, after 1 month.
Don't close
I'm in
automatically.
privacy, but for some reason I'm in privacy
That's
browser
okay. We'll
mode.
get there in a minute.
So don't click on anything on the screen.
No, click on always.
Don't close
Manually.
automatically. That's the
No,
only thing I've
no,
got.
manually.
I got to get out of it. Now I'm out of it. If I go back to Safari, I'm in it again.
Okay. And
Then-
what's your screen
Say-
saying, Ann?
This says private browsing mode. Safari won't remember the pages you visited.
Oh, yes, with the private browsing mode, huh?
Up at the top, it says search or enter website name.
Okay, you click private down here. Now I'm in private mode. By the way, what's private mode, everybody?
They can't track you.
Safari
can't-
doesn't remember the pages you visited
It says Safari won't remember the pages you visited.
or your search history
Correct.
or your autofill information after you close a tab in
Right. That
private.
doesn't mean that if you went to Google, they're not tracking you.
Well,
Ah.
they check, yeah.
How do we get to privacy mode again?
I'm gonna go there. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, that's privacy mode. Okay, on your phones, everybody. I need everybody to get to a web page of some kind. That means there's something on this top bar up here. So I need everybody to go to something like google.com. So you tap up there and type in google.com. Oops, wrong keyboard.
Wait a minute.
google.com. Okay, so we've all gone to Google and we should have a site that looks like that. No, yes?
Yes.
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 No.
Well, tap the top bar and type in or delete what's there and type in google.com.
I'm at Google. Google was on one of my favorites and I needed to get back to the favorites to find it. I'm at
You
Google.
didn't have
Thank
to,
you.
but you can.
Well, it was easier for me.
Okay, that's okay, just so long as you're here.
I'm here. My little whatever flower but thing is
Okay, now
moving
we
along.
are.
That's springtime.
Yes. Springtime is coming
Here.
tomorrow, in fact.
That's why they have Google. That's why it has that in Google.
Yeah.
And you should have the 4 boxes or the 2 little boxes down here on the right.
Yes.
You should also have this little share box down here in the middle.
Yes.
So if we click
I
on
also,
that, oh,
before you go any farther, I have a message that says new, add the Google widget to your home screen. It
don't,
tells you how to do
No.
no, that's okay.
it. Okay.
If I click
No,
this
I-
share, if I click this share box,
Which we don't have.
okay, it comes up with a list of things I could do. I could say, if I was at some very interesting site other than the Google springtime, I could click on mail and it would bring up my email program. I'll do it. Now you don't need to do it because I don't want you to get too far in here, right? And it plugs in that particular link and I could send it to someone. So if I had this great deal on, I don't know, t-shirts and I wanted to let somebody know about it, I could go up here, I could tap the share box, tap mail, and end up here. Okay?
No.
No, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But these older phones don't have that.
Say again?
We don't have a share. We just have that home, collections, and recent.
Who doesn't have, did you have the share box when I started?
No, it's a 7, iPhone 7. It just says, from the Google, it just says home collections recent.
You're in Google though.
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
yeah, I'm on Google.
So it's Google up here.
Yeah,
What's at the bottom of your screen?
home collections recent.
Well, that's different than mine.
Anybody else have a 7 that has that same thing?
I had the same thing
Mine's
on the
different.
11.
You have the same thing, Ann?
I had it on, and I have an iPhone 11.
But you don't have that now. You have this.
No, I'm with you now.
Well, I have a different list and I have a 7. It says settings, privacy,
All right.
turn.
What, I don't know how you got where you are, but are you, first of all, are you using Safari?
No, I just went to Google, the app Google.
That's what the problem is.
That's my problem? Okay, I have to, okay, all right.
Okay.
I'll try that.
Bill, I went through the process and added Google to my favorites.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, but I wanted to just add one more thing. I then closed all my Safari tabs and Google did not come up.
It should have.
And then I discovered that there was a button on there that said show more or show less.
Okay. You had,
And
you
once I did show more, I found out I had done this 3 times and then it was.
which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to create
I
it again.
didn't realize that. Okay, now I got it.
Okay, so I'm going to share this.
So I can share.
And then I'm going to add to favorites. And I'm going to save it.
Oh.
So now if I go back and clear all my sites, clear all my tab, I have Google twice. Now what Bill said is he didn't have it here, but he had more favorites than just 2 or 3. Okay. And when he clicked more, he got them. So I have got 2 Googles now. Now, the thing I'd like to point out to everybody is if I click the boxes in the lower right, it says I can convert to private viewing so that nobody's tracking me from the Google world. I'm sorry, from the Apple world. So if I click private, you'll notice that the screen colors change a little bit. Then I click done. And now it says private browsing up here. And if I do a search or click on one of the favorites, it takes me and starts going through the internet without Apple tracking where I'm going. Doesn't build any history. So I can't go back and look at the history of where I've been. And then I can even kick up a notch my privacy by going to an app called Duckduckgo. So I'm going to go there. And Duckduckgo is a different search engine than Google. So it's a substitute, does very similar to what Google does. And if I tap down here and I want to go, hold on. Trying to get the keyboard to show up. Showed up yesterday. Okay, what you doing to me here? I should be able to type in where I want to go. So So that's not working quite right. So what I do is I go back to Safari and I'll stop Safari and start it again. Still don't get the keyboard to come up, huh? Well, I assume you folks got the keyboard to come up.
Should we install DuckDuckGo?
It's a better, I like it.
I think it's a very good search engine too.
Yeah. There's another one out there called Brave. BRAVE, which is
Why
also
couldn't I send it on
a
Messenger?
search engine. Or is that a browser? I'm sorry, Brave is a browser.
For the browser.
Yeah. So if you want to really be secure, you use Brave as a browser and DuckDuckGo as a search engine on your computer.
How do you get Brave?
On your device, the Apple Store. There it is on my device. And it looks like. Hold on.
Trackers.
Did you set DuckDuckGo as your default browser?
As my default search engine.
Well, it says on here, make DuckDuckGo your default browser. I just
DuckDuckGo
installed it.
DuckDuckGo has a browser.
It says make DuckDuckGo your default browser.
They could have a browser as well.
Oh,
That really
did
gets
I
that
install
really
the
gets,
wrong thing?
No, that's okay. And then how do you make it your default? Because Apple has now, that's one of the tricks. It's one of the tricks is Apple has now allowed you to have other than Safari as a browser. So if you have one of these, you can go to settings and then Safari, and you scroll down and hopefully down here somewhere, it says default browser. I got to find where it is now. There it is. Search engine. My default search engine is DuckDuckGo. And how do I change? Hey, Bill, could you look that up? How do you change the default search, the default browser
Sure.
in the latest version of the operating system? One of the little tips is how do you use a mouse on your, like I'm doing on my iPhone right there, and then on my iPad over here. So I find it quite nice a lot of times if I'm at my desk and I'm using my iPhone or iPad, I put the iPhone on a stand and then I can use my mouse. It's a the only problem is you have to have a Bluetooth mouse. And my Bluetooth mouse happens to have 3 different capabilities. I can have it as I can attach it to 3 different devices at the same time. So right now it's attached to my phone. I push a button on the side of the mouse, and now it's a computer mouse. And I push it again, And it turns into, wait a minute, we'll get the, it turns into an iPad mouse. Okay,
Does your computer, it would have to be an Apple computer though, wouldn't it?
no,
No? Oh, so
no, I
you
don't
would
have an,
iPad.
you're looking at
Oh.
me on a PC computer.
What's your mouse? Is that an Apple mouse?
Nope, it's a Logitech
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth mouse, Logitech Bluetooth mouse.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have a alternate web browser, but it says you go to settings, scroll down to the third-party app, tap the app, and then you can change it to be the default browser.
So let me go down and find Brave. Thank you, Bill.
You just got it there.
Yep. If I tap Brave, and it says default browser there, and I want to switch it to Brave. So, and if you downloaded DuckDuckGo browser, then you would go to the DuckDuckGo. In settings, you would scroll down to DuckDuckGo and do it that way.
And set it as my default browser.
Yep.
Oh, so right now it says Safari, so I just hit DuckDuckGo. Got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
Got it right here, okay.
Okay.
Where do I find that on the iPad?
Where do we find what?
My search, what my search engine is.
If you don't have anything installed, it's Safari.
It's Safari.
If I'm sorry, what your search engine is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where on the iPad I would see that.
Okay, you would have to go to, for example, you're using Safari as your browser. So you would go into your browser, and I'll find Safari here. And here it says search engine. And you click the little icon at the left, and I have the capability, or we all have that, of having Google, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and I've never heard of this one. The Kosha. All right.
Bill, how did you get there?
Settings,
Okay.
Safari,
Okay, I haven't done Safari so far.
and then
Safari
search engine, and then
Safari and search.
and search engine.
Search engine. And then you just click
Where's
on
my search?
easy peasy.
Bill,
Mhm.
would that affect the Surrey and search when you ask Surrey to do something? Because it says Surrey and isn't that on Safari now, or does that matter?
Right, Siri, I don't know if it uses Safari or just does its own search by itself.
I must
So
not
it's-
be in the right place because I don't have search engine.
You go to settings and then Safari.
My Safari says Safari in search. Oh, just Safari. Okay. Sorry, I was going the wrong place.
Yep.
Or, so mine, Bill, mine is, I am in settings Safari, and it says my search engine is Google. Do I change that to DuckDuckGo?
Sure.
Okay.
But do you have to install DuckDuckGo?
Not,
Yeah.
no, hold on.
You have to install the browser.
If you want the DuckDuckGo browser, yes. If
You
you
know
just
what,
want to
Bill?
use the DuckDuckGo search
Search
engine,
engine. So where does it come up though? I don't see it on my
all
app.
right, hold on now.
Okay.
Let me explain something.
Okay.
Some of you may be scratching your head out there. What is he talking about?
I think I got it.
There's a browser gives you access to the internet.
Okay, right.
you have to
explanation
tell
I've
a
ever heard.
browser where you want to go. Okay, you say, if I bring up, and let me do it on my iPad here. Let me just go back to the home screen. And if I bring up the browser Safari, I can find it. The top line on here,
Okay, got it.
the top line, it goes there. And you tap up there and you take it to a different place, right? You say, I want to go to Yahoo or Bing, Bing.com. But gotta tap it. Bing.com, right? And so it's an enabler. The browser enables you to use the internet.
Okay, so then you have to go like to Safari and then you go to DuckDuckGo.
Oh, yes. Or I go to Google.
Or you go wherever you want.
Google. So a search engine is a website you go to, right? And those guys in Google in 1992 had a wonderful idea. It led to billions of dollars, but they said people were having a tough time using, I think it was Netscape or something like that, way back then. And you had to type in the browser https:// and I don't know about you, but back then I never was able to, I never got it right the first time. And the guys figured it out, said people can't remember all those addresses. So why don't we create a phone book for the internet that you can search? And that was the beginning of Google.
Ah,
So all you need to do is type in google.com and we'll take it from there, right? So if I type in google.com and then you just type in where you want to go, I want to go to that website, right? And if that one doesn't exist out there, it comes back and says, hey, the information operator has nothing out there for you for there, buddy. Okay.
Bill, I have a browser that if I type in not the line you're looking at, but a different line that they offer, what I'm looking for, it always gives me the name of what I'm looking for, Google search. I can either go that direction or I can go directly with using whatever they choose.
Well, no,
for me
that's
to use.
because if I type it in up here and go like this, it's going to
goes
take me
directly
to
there.
DuckDuckGo search.
Yeah.
Okay. And it didn't find anything, but it took me to DuckDuckGo. So that the top address, they saved you a step. Remember, we went into Safari and we said, what search engine do you want me to use if you don't type something good up there at the top? Okay, everybody?
Yep.
So that's the difference between a search engine and a browser. Now, people like Google and DuckDuckGo get it confusing, make us get nuts, right? Because the DuckDuckGo now has a browser.
Yeah.
Okay. As Google has a browser that you can get an app for. Make sense? Well, maybe it doesn't make sense, but
Bill, how long have you been using DuckDuck?
Yep, I've been using that.
Quack, quack, quack.
I have a joke about that here somewhere.
Are we gonna cover that?
Please find it sometime.
Are we gonna cover that group FaceTime thing?
The FaceTime, we can do that sometime, yeah.
Group one, the group one.
That's an app.
Oh, it is. Oh.
My wife uses it constantly. I don't use it as much and she really likes it. I think I'm going to be switching to it the more I get into the security aspects of what Google's doing with our data.
I've been using DuckDuckGo for years.
Yep.
I started using it when I had a PC.
Okay. And you're happy with it? That it gives you good results and you're able to get what you want?
Yes, I find it's an excellent search engine and it doesn't track you, so it's best of both
Exactly.
possible worlds.
Yep.
So, okay, how do we get back to okay, now, if I want to go Duck, I have it now as my search engine. Now what do I do?
So now when you open Safari,
Okay,
so let me open Safari. I have Safari open right now.
all
Okay.
right, I do know.
And I type in something at the top bar. On the top bar, I type in, I don't have DuckDuckGo as my default, so I'm going to change it. I go to Safari. Yes, I have it set as DuckDuckGo. See, search engine. I'm on my iPad now.
Okay.
I went to settings, Safari, and I changed, it used to be Google. I just changed it to DuckDuckGo.
Right, okay.
So now I open Safari and it takes me wherever I was before, right? And I tap the top line and I type in JCPNNIES. Now, if we hadn't changed the search engine to DuckDuckGo, that is not a valid address up there on the top line. And therefore Safari is going to go to my default search engine. And before I changed it earlier today, it would have taken me to Google. Now it will take me to, and I'm going to press enter, it takes me to DuckDuckGo. Can you see where it
Right,
says
okay,
DuckDuckGo
gotcha.
on there?
Very
It
good.
says DuckDuckGo now. So it's kind of subtle what it does, but very meaningful, right?
But
So
you have
instead
to
of
go,
it saying Google up here, now it says DuckDuckGo.
but you have to go to Safari, right? You can't do that with Google.
Correct. Well, Google's another search engine,
That's another search. So you just go to Safari and, okay, gotcha.
right?
Will DuckDuckGo go to Google Maps, say?
Well, let's find out.
Hmm.
I backspace. Google Maps. I can see no reason why it wouldn't, but there's Google Maps. Now I can tap Google Maps and go to there. Now I'm in Google Maps.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Questions?
Good to me.
Huh?
I said it works good for me.
Okay. Did you ever go to a website and you wanted to print out what was at the website and you went to print and it only gave you the first page, what was on the screen?
Yes.
So what if you wanted the whole thing? Let me go to a different place here now. I'm going to go to LL Bean here.
Is this tip number 8 or another tip?
Oh, there's another tip now. Yeah.
Okay. Get whole page.
Okay, I'm going to go to LL Bean here on my iPad. Okay, and I want to print out this whole thing. Now, you're not often going to want to do that, right? But
No.
you have to be careful because you could get 40 pages this way.
That's right.
Okay. So it's called screenshot. Oh, I want to take a screenshot of the full page. I'm not going to print it. I'm just going to take a screenshot of it. Right?
Okay.
And everybody remember how do you get a screenshot?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Not know how. Sorry about that.
Let me go
Go
back.
to the box.
Let me go to my iPhone.
Press that little button twice.
No.
Little black button with a white circle in the middle.
Oh, I want to know. Well, I don't know. Maybe it would work. And I'm going to go to LL Bean on my phone. To take a screenshot on the phone on an iPhone with no home button, you would press and release the volume up and power button at the same time. And now I'm going to do that. Oops. Got to do it.
That's
correct.
You
cool.
just lost your screen.
I
You've
know.
lost your phone.
Not quite. You press and hold volume up and power. And it takes a picture. And you see the picture on the lower right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If you have an iPhone that has a home button or an iPad that has a home button, you press the home button and the power button concurrently. And there I did it on my iPhone as well. So that gives me a screenshot of whatever's on the screen.
Bill, that little floating
They
button
just left.
you have with a white circle in the middle, it's on the right side of your iPad
The
or
mouse.
of your laptop. If you press that,
Well, I press and hold it
press it twice fast.
and it takes a screenshot.
Yeah, press it twice fast.
Okay, I will do that. Boom, boom. Nope, mine's not set that way.
Oh, I have mine set that way.
I know.
I don't think mine is either, because I didn't.
If I click devices here, I can think I can get a screenshot. Rotate now, more. There's screenshot.
How'd you get that?
How'd you
No,
get
no,
that?
I don't want to get into that right now.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
This is called accessibility over here, and we can talk about that some other time. Okay. It's an accessibility option. And many people who got their new iPhones they don't have a home button on it, so they put that on their screen and then they can tap that just like they would use a home button. Let me continue with my screen. My screenshot. All right.
Let's continue with it. I still can't get it.
Now, if I wanted to take a screenshot of this whole thing, right? Not just what's on the screen, but the whole web page. Sure. So I'm gonna do that initially. Boom. And it took a screenshot. Now I tap the preview screen. I got to do it again. I tap the preview screen down the lower left, and it comes up like that. Okay.
How to get it?
Just like you did.
Okay.
I can't get it.
I just put it in the
I'm going to
picture.
do it on the phone here. There's the preview screen. And then it says full page there at the top of the screen, and that's the new item. If I tap full page, then I can scroll through the whole thing, I think. I tap full page, and there it is on the left side of the screen. On the right side of the screen, I mean. Okay. If I go over here, I have recorded the whole thing.
Wait a minute. How'd you do that now?
How'd I do that again?
Yes.
I'm going to do it again on both devices. I'll do it on,
Get the one done.
okay. I take the screenshot. I'll do it on the big screen of the iPad. It's the same on the iPhone. All right. So now we have, in the lower left corner, we have the picture. Nah, you got to catch it quick here.
Yeah, it goes away.
And then I click on it, And here I could edit it. I could put color on it and all kinds of things, but it says full page up here instead of just screen. I want the full web page. And now I have all the pages.
And you can print them.
Right? And then I could go up here to the share box and I could print it all. I could save it to Dropbox, save it to files.
Bill,
Yes.
do you do that from the photograph, the original photograph that you took?
No, you can't do it I don't think you can do it after it's disappeared off your screen. You have to do it right here. I don't think you can. I haven't tried it, Jim.
I don't.
If you tap done at this point, it says save file, save PDF to file. So now it's saved this big long thing. And now I've saved it to file. And I'm going to put it in new folder. Now, I don't want to get into that right now.
When I tap and make a screenshot, I don't get that option to do the full article.
When you tap the picture, okay, let me do it on the phone here.
No, I don't get it either.
I don't get it either.
I get all the crayons at the bottom, but I don't get anything at the top that says full page.
When you touch done,
Gotta go up higher.
No, you shouldn't have to touch done at this point. It should say screen and full page at the top.
No.
Mine doesn't.
No, nor does mine.
And your phone is?
It's an iPad.
10.
An 8.
Boy.
Mine has it and I'm only a 7.
Yours has it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go up higher.
All right. You should be on fire right now, dear. Now, again, let me go through the process. I got the screenshot.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
Right? It's in the lower left-hand corner of the screen.
Yes.
I tap the lower left-hand corner of the screen.
Yes.
And it should say full page up there.
Mine does not.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Scroll up higher. Scroll up higher.
No.
Oh, you can't make it bigger.
everything's the same.
Wow.
I don't, mine doesn't.
Mine disappeared.
I got a 5.
Can't get a damn screenshot.
I'll be outside.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure why.
Are you watching this
And it
on the
appeared-
computer? I mean, I don't understand. Just scroll up with the computer, with the mouse.
No. It doesn't do it. And hitting done doesn't do it.
Well, I didn't say hit done. But
Somebody said
you
that.
don't get those words there across the top at all then.
Not at all.
You don't have screen or full page at the top.
Not at all.
What did? Are you using Safari browser?
I'm using DuckDuckGo.
There you go. You have to use
There you go.
Safari.
It didn't tell us that.
That just took me a while to figure it out here.
You know what our problem, Bill, is? You are giving us tips from Apple, aren't you? Aren't these basically tips and trips from Apple?
No, these are from various.
Use Google, it doesn't work. You have to use Safari for all this stuff.
Oh, most of the tips and tricks I'm giving you are using Apple applications.
That's okay. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I switched,
That's our confusion here.
I switched to Safari and it does work in Safari.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes, it works in Safari. Yes.
How do you switch back to Safari? I lost it.
No, you got rid of it?
I think so, by mistake.
Okay, this is going to be on the final, by the way.
Oh, dear.
I'm on my home screen and I know I have Safari in my app somewhere and I can't find it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And it looks like this. Right? It has a
Right.
little compass. If you put your finger in the middle and click down, you'll get what says Siri suggestions, but it says search at the top. And you type in SAF. Tap the top, type in SAF, and you should get it there. It should say Safari.
I don't get that.
You don't get Safari? Come up?
When I hold down, I don't get that. I get edit home screen, show reading list, show bookmarks, new private tab, and new tab. I don't get Safari.
And you typed in SAF?
I don't have a place to type in SAF.
Well, then you didn't get to the search. Okay. Put your finger right in the middle of the screen and flick it down. Flick. Okay. Click and flick like that. A real quick.
And then hit SAF.
And then you should have a search bar at the top of the screen.
Okay, Safari.
Type in SAF and you should be able, it should find. What you've just done is you've gone to the Google of your iPad. In other words, this is the search engine that searches your iPad along with other things, but primarily your iPad for stuff that's on the iPad.
I got Duckduckgo.
Well, no, it's type in SAF. And it should list Safari at the top. If you don't have that, then you've deleted the app and you have to go to the App Store and get it again.
Okay. That's what I think I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah.
No, I don't get it.
Give us a call.
I've got Safari on my search engine and it in the search bar and it comes up Duckduckgo.
That's because you've deleted Safari.
How did I do that?
Well,
I did the same thing. I have no idea.
I don't know. First of all, do you have the same screen I have when you flip down?
No,
No?
no.
Well, you got the screen right there. You got Safari down there.
I got Safari at the bottom of the screen like you have next
Well,
to
go
the.
ahead and use it then.
I've been using that and it goes to Duckduckgo.
Well, no, it goes to DuckDuckGo as a search result.
Yeah.
You're saying you tap the Safari at the bottom and it says DuckDuckGo. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's because, and let me go there. That's because you have DuckDuckGo set as your search engine.
Okay, and I should go in and take that out?
No, it's okay. But you're using Safari.
Okay.
And you should be able to do what I just described. Take a picture, tap the picture, and then have full screen or full page there.
No, I don't.
Can't do it again.
May I make a comment about the screenshot full page thing you were doing and showing us?
Sure.
I did mine. I made a full screen and I printed it out. I
Yeah.
only had one page to it, but at the very bottom and then I asked to delete it because I really didn't think I wanted it anymore. And at the very bottom, when I hit delete, it says, are you sure you want to delete this PDF? So
Correct.
apparently what it does is make it into a PDF when you go to print it out.
No,
And
when,
if you
when
were to
you,
try to save it,
when you're looking at it as a full screen, it's going to be a PDF. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
the same. Just a minute.
and I was doing it on my phone.
That's okay.
I got it this time. It came out. How did you do it? Same thing I did last time. Let me see. You did.
Yeah, it's going to say, oh, it's a PNG file if it's a single, if it's a screenshot.
You did that?
It converts it to a PDF if you make it full page.
Oh, okay. Make it just a screenshot.
One mute.
Okay. I need to go on to, there's a new data mode in iOS 13 and later. It's called low data mode. Okay, so if you have iOS 13 or later, let's go to, everybody go to settings. And then cellular data. Well, you have to do it on your phones.
Okay.
Settings. Cellular data. Cellular. And then cellular data options. Low data mode helps reduce cellular data usage. When low data mode is turned on, automatic updates and background tasks such as uploading photos and things like that are paused. In other words, if I want to get app updates or I just took a picture and I want to get it to the iCloud, it won't do it if I'm on cellular data. If I have low data mode on. And again, it's an effort by Apple to keep you from exceeding your data plans.
So we should turn it on.
Well, depends on your data plan, Ann. Okay, if like me, I have a family data plan with my son, my wife, and my daughter-in-law. And my daughter-in-law tends to use a lot of data because she's at the baseball game and she wants to show us real time our grandson playing baseball. And that uses a lot of data. So I just say I'm not going to use much data, and I put low data mode on. Okay.
Bill, I don't have that.
Do you have iOS 13 or later? This is an iPhone now.
iPhone 14.3.
And therefore, and you don't have low data mode?
There was nothing that says cellular data. I got mobile data.
Okay. And your cell phone provider is who?
ATT.
That's what
And I'm
mine is.
part of my daughter's family plan.
And you see where it says cellular?
Yes.
I don't have that caption.
Go to settings.
Under
Back up.
settings, I have cellular.
Go back.
I think I'm with him.
Hey, I got settings.
Tap cellular. You should have that, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes, you do. You got to have cellular. I assume you're
On
talking
the
about
front
your,
page of settings.
you're talking about your phone, right, Peter?
Bill, mine just says mobile data. Isn't that the same as cellular?
No.
Oh, no.
Are you back at the main settings menu?
Yes.
where it's settings, period. It should say settings at the top of your screen.
Yes. It starts with my name and an arrow with Apple ID, iCloud.
Keep coming
And it
down.
goes to airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile data,
Okay.
personal hotspot.
Okay, I mean, that's interesting. And you have AT&T as I do. So mine says cellular.
Yeah.
Mine says cellular.
Yeah.
Yours says mobile data. Okay. Tap that. And does it say mobile data at the top versus cellular data?
Yes. Says mobile data options,
Okay.
roaming on, personal.
Okay. And then tap
You went blurry.
Tap where it says mobile data options roaming. Tap that.
Okay, says data roaming is on. Voice and data is LTE with an arrow next to it.
It does not
And
have
then
no,
it has low data mode.
that's what we're talking about.
That's off.
Okay.
But data roaming, should it be on or off?
That's up to you. What that's saying is, if I'm currently connected to the network, not through an AT&T tower, but through a different tower, it's called roaming. Okay. And do I want to allow data on the roaming towers, which could cost you a little extra? So I don't have mine on. So I don't get on other towers very often, I don't think. If I started seeing problems in my data plan, I would turn that on.
But you have low data mode on,
Yes.
with data roaming off and low data mode
Well,
on.
it's just, if you want to
Makes
really be
sense, yes.
conservative, you want to really be conservative, you would have both of those on.
Okay.
All right, let's go to a cool little feature that they've added to notes. I'm going to open my notes and I have a whole bunch of notes here. And I have some notes with pictures in it. Right, there's a note that has a picture in it and it has the word tablet on it. See, it's in a picture. The word tablet. Everybody see that on my iPad? I didn't hear anything, yeses or nos.
Yes.
Yes. What I want to point out to you is that they've added the capability. If I type in the word tablet, it will go down and find that word within the picture. And that's called optical character recognition, where it examines a picture, finds text, and lets you know that that text is text versus just a plain picture. Tablet. There it is. See it?
How did you get there?
Now, I went to notes.
Notes.
Okay. I went to notes.
You don't have notes.
Yes, you do. Everybody has.
I
Unless
mean,
you deleted.
We don't have anything in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have any notes.
That's what I mean.
Well, we ought to talk about notes and why you don't have notes. Oh, my.
I got a to-do list there.
In notes, I have the medications I'm taking, my allergies. So when I go to the doctor's office, I get it all spelled right because I have it in a note. Right? In notes, I have when my family says we want Subways, I have a list of all the Subway orders for them, and I head out to Subway. So notes.
Bill, as a side note, I take a picture of all my Walmart and Publix receipts.
Yep.
So I can price check.
Yep. Put them in notes.
Oh.
Right. I mean, you can go to notes, I believe, start a new note and take a picture. So I go to notes. I'm going to take a picture here. I bring up the camera.
Oh, what he's talking about is only with pictures.
Right. Oh, I can even scan it, Peter. Wow.
Really?
Let me scan it versus take a picture of it. So if I hold it up here high enough and then take a picture. Okay. Oh, geez. Let's take a picture of just that. That's okay. Right. And I say, keep it. Right. And he takes a picture of his receipt and does that. Okay. And it's saved it in a note. But now I want to look for the word never. You know the word never there? Never felt so good, never felt so light. It's like a song or something. I don't know. Right? And if I type in the word never in my search bar, N-E-V-E-R, it found that note that had never in the picture.
I don't. Oh, I see. Okay.
It also found other notes that I had. I have a note here on never, never, never. A cowboy named Bud.
You could also create a folder with the caption never in.
Yes, I could. That was a little bit more than I want, but yes, Peter, you can create folders of your notes.
If you don't happen to have pictures or anything and you just have words in there, it will look, if you type in a word, it'll find the actual place where you have that word.
It does both. It's correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this lady
Hey.
went into a pet store.
Hey,
This lady went into a pet store. Now she was quite
you know what? Why don't you call
Ladies.
when you're coming up Clark Road and I'll
Hello?
just go out and get in my car. I'll be ready for you. Okay.
just gotta mute everybody. Hold on. Okay. This lady went into a pet store. Now this lady was quite a religious lady, and she was looking for a parrot for some company. She bought a parrot and got it home. Right? And it's home and it starts a line of swearing you wouldn't believe. You know, no matter what came out of that parrot's mouth, it had a swear word in the middle, at the beginning, and at the end. And she didn't know what to do. And she was worried about it. She said, I don't want to take it back. It's a nice bird, but boy, I can't stand it. So she decided to put it in her freezer. She puts it in her freezer and she hears all this swearing from the freezer. She opens up the door, more swearing. She closes the door again. 10 minutes later, she comes back and the parrot steps out and says, "Good day, ma'am. How are you today?" And she says, "Wow, you've really improved." He says, "Oh, I'm just fine. There is one thing I'd like to know. What did the chicken in there do?" No, you guys didn't get that one? I'll have you all muted.
We got it.
Okay. All right.
That's funny.
Thank you. All right. Couple more and then we have to call it quits. They've added a feature. I'm always one that checks out the new things on privacy, for example. Oops. And they have a feature that they've added for location privacy. And if you go to settings And we'll go down to the feature we've been to several times before called privacy. So I'm in settings and I go to privacy. And then I go to location services.
Could that be location network?
Nope. You went to privacy, right?
Yes.
And it
And it
says
says-
location network at the top. Or location services at the top, Ann. And I turn that on, or I make sure it's on. And they've added a feature here. For example, here's all, I've covered this sometimes before, but what Apple does is it gives you the capability to determine of the applications you have loaded, which one do you allow them to know where you are? Okay. For example, I have Allegiant Airlines as an app where I can go and get tickets. And I could see no reason I should give Allegiant where I am. So I said, I click the arrow and I say never. I come down here to the, let's go down one where I've given some permission. Hurricane, nope, that's, oh, Around Me is a cool app. And it tells you where the nearest hospital, grocery store, gas station, restaurant, emergency services, banks, tells you around you where they are. So you can quickly get an address and go there. And I said, I have it on while using. Okay. But they've added some other features here. You can say, ask next time. Have it on always or never. So it would ask me every time I want to use it if I clicked here. It doesn't know where I am unless I'm using the app, is where the option I have set. I could also say always. And the other item they provided now is precise location. In other words, with 100 feet or within 400 or 1,000 feet of where you are is what that means. So if I turn off precise location, right, it will give me around me, but it won't identify exactly where I am within 100 feet or 200 feet. Okay. Any questions on that one? Yes, no? Notice everybody's muted now. I can't, I don't hear the, okay.
Most of mine on while using, should most of them be on never, or should while using be okay?
I think while using is a good one to have.
Okay,
Okay.
that's what I've got.
Yep. And the last one, I don't know how many of you have Bluetooth capability, but since I'm in location services, I click the back arrow at the top and I'm now back to privacy. And they've added some capabilities here to Bluetooth. I can hook my phone Bluetooth to many different things, like the car stereo system, my TV, my earphones. I can hook it to many things. If I click the arrow here, right? And it highlights the apps that would use Bluetooth for anything other than streaming audio. Okay, so Allegiant might want to use Bluetooth, and I'm not sure why, so it's off. Here's the app for my bathroom scale. And it attaches to my bathroom scale.
You want to turn that baby off.
Say again, Peter?
You want to turn that baby off.
Yeah, this week I should. Here's one, iHeartRadio, right? Map My Walk attaches to my phone or my watch, my Apple Watch.
How'd you get all those things on there? I only have a few,
I know, that's because I have 300 apps.
but I have like, with the car thing, where's the car thing?
But that's not there.
Okay.
I don't see it on mine either. If I back out of here and go back to, let me think where that is. Oh, and I scroll up. Oops, go back one more, get out of privacy. I go back one more. Let me go back clear to the top here. Whoops, wrong way. It says Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Okay, hands-free is my car. Now this is other than audio, right? So there's my sound system. This is my ear. One of these is my earbuds, one's the TV. And I've forgotten what the triathlon is. But get the idea? So those are the things I'm connected to for my audio. In other words, I
And
can.
you have to let your phone know that you want to be attached to or connected to them through Bluetooth, right? You have to select them.
Yes, yes, I do. For example, Bill's Bose, that's my earphones, and they're not on right now. If I turn them on, it would try to connect to it. When I get in my car, it automatically tries because I've gotten on there before. Okay.
Oh, so you're saying that if you don't have it marked connected, if you go in your car, they won't connect?
It will. I'm saying
will.
it's all, see the little circle going around down
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
It's continually looking to see if
Okay.
there's something available.
Okay, thank you.
And one additional hint, if you're low on battery, turn off Bluetooth because it's using battery as it's searching for devices to connect.
You ask them.
Okay.
Hey, Bill,
Go.
Bill,
Yes.
question. Ralph wants to know how you change these names so that it's more recognizable.
On Bluetooth,
On Bluetooth.
I have some speakers and earphones, and they just have numbers, and I get them confused. So I have to go through 3 or 4 different steps to get the one I want.
I know. I was just looking here. It says device type. I don't see a way to change it. I went to the eye.
Yeah.
And it says headphone device type. I don't think it lets you change it. I get it too, Ralph, because is this my watch or is this my earphones?
That's correct. Yeah.
And I'm not sure which one's which. So yeah, I have that same problem, but I don't see a way to change the name. I think you have to change it at the device end. In other words, it's shipping me what it is, and I can't change it on my ear-pods. So,
This is a certain number.
okay, those are my AirPods. The one that says handsome. You can click the eye and it will tell you what it is, right? And that's my watch.
Nice this car stereo. I hit the eye.
All right, wait a minute.
Device type speaker.
Oh yeah, an Englishman. By the way, turn on your speakers or your mic so I can tell if it's funny or not. An Englishman, a Scotsman, and an Irishman were without tickets to the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympics, but hoped they would be able to talk their way in at the gate. At the gate, security was very tight. However, on each of their attempts, they were met with a stern refusal. While wandering around outside the stadium, the Englishman came across a construction site, which gave him an idea. He grabbed himself a pipe and presented himself at the gate and said, "Johnson, pole vaulting," and he was admitted. The Scotsman, seeing what just happened, went at once in search for the site, and he found himself a sledgehammer. He presented himself at the gate and said, "McTavish, hammer," and he was immediately admitted. The Irishman, seeing all this, combed the site for an hour and was nearly ready to give up when he spotted his ticket in. Seizing a roll of barbed wire, he presented himself at the gate and announced, "O'Sullivan, fencing."
Oh,
Yes.
That's terrible.
that's a good one. All
That's not bad, right? That was pretty
right, that's a better one.
Folks, have a great weekend.
You too.
You
Thank
too.
you. You too.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Bye, thank
Bye.
you.
Take care,
Bill,
everybody.
Happy
Bye-bye.
spring.
Bill, will you remember to send the printouts?
I'm going to log off right now and send it to everybody.
Okay.
Thank you very
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ugh.